here with the NBA show. Right now I'm queuing up the music that I want to loop in the background, but there we go, guys. And oh my God, did the Boston Celtics beat down the Miami Heat. It was an interesting game. Got some headphones in, waiting for Will to come join this. But anyway, guys, I am here. We are talking, and I think it is an interesting day due to the fact that we got a few things to talk about. The NBA draft lottery happened. We can talk about those draft picks that, who get drafted. And also, let's talk about this game that came up. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. How you doing today? But man, oh man, was that a game we saw last night? Okay, and it was just a great game. Jason Tatum and Coach Udoka pointed out that Al Horford and Marcus Smart were a huge part of that win for the Boston Celtics. Which, I mean, we all could have agreed that we knew that. But, hey, I want to hear your thoughts down below. What you guys think of Game 2 and what needed to be done for them to continue to have this success. Also, I want to hear who do you want to win. But, yeah, that's basically it for me. Now, let's get right into it. So, man, oh, man. NBA basketball, always so interesting to watch, but hopefully the audio is also fixed today. I found out that we were having issues because of the stereo, because StreamYard stereo thing. I don't even know. But look, this was a game because look, Marcus Smart watched the end of Game 2 from the bench, and this time it was because of a blowout win. Even though he had a sprained foot, he had nearly a triple double. And Coach Udoka put it that Game 1 they got out tough, and Game 2, they literally responded with the maturity and physicality that they needed. And yeah, they fell behind by double digits early in the first quarter of Game 2, but stayed with the game plan and eventually put on a shot-making display that could not miss. And they literally went on a 62-27 run, which obviously helped the Celtics even the series at 1-1 apiece. And Horford didn't do a lot of scoring, but he still helped shape the game. And when you're watching, you're like, damn. It was impressive, and I'm someone who currently enjoyed it. But this is a team, in my opinion. The Boston Celtics going against Miami, and I think this is a series that we're just going to get back and forth, because I think the Heat, Eric Spoelstra is going to be, and Jimmy Butler, of course, are going to be barking at the boys and coming up with a game plan on how to beat the Boston Celtics. They'll beat the Boston Celtics, and Coach Udoka is going to go back to their lab and start cooking up something, and they're going to come out with a way to beat the Heat. I think this is literally just going to go back and forth till we get to Game 7, and somebody's going to have to take it. I honestly, I think I took Boston in this one, if I have to remember correctly on who I took. I think it was Boston. Man, it's definitely going to be an interesting series, and obviously it'll be a lot of fun. But this is a team in Boston that I think is fully healthy compared to the Miami Heat. That I know the Miami Heat are fully healthy, but let's talk about the amount of their highest paid players aren't playing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, in theory, ooh, over here. What up? You hear me? Can you hear me? I want to see if he hears me.
Oh shit, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So
okay, word. I literally saw your face there, and I was like, "You definitely can't hear me right now."
yeah. No,
all right, here we are. This actually looks a lot better right now that we have like the double setup going right here. Either way, so I was just talking about the Boston Celtics, how I thought this is going to be a series that's just going to keep going back and forth. That I think the Heat might take Game 3, and then Game 4 will go back to Boston. I think this is a 7-game series.
I hope so. They're two really good teams. I guess I couldn't have really asked for anything else.
100%.
Hopefully it's more competitive though.
Yeah, I hopefully that not each game's a blowout. I feel like the next game. Obviously, I think the biggest problem with the Heat right now is if you look at it. I read an article recently that I think they're five out of their top seven highest paid players aren't playing for the
Oh my
Miami
god.
Heat. And it's not that because they're not healthy. It's because like Duncan Robinson's useless, Markieff Morris useless at this point. Kyle Lowry's hurt, and it's just older like highest paid players. They're not really playing. They're rather playing like Martin and Max Strus. We've talked about this. Max Strus is a god.
Yeah, he is. Damn, dude, that's pretty wild. The whole Duncan Robinson thing sucks for him because they paid him a lot of money. I know my Bulls have. I've seen some rumblings about my Bulls possibly being interested in him, but do it like 127, 102, JB Butler. The Kyle Lowry injury really blows for him. Like that's huge. Gabe Vincent's like cool, but I mean, I don't think he's gonna be able to lead them. If they're without Lowry, do you still think 7 games?
I don't know. I don't think so because I feel like even Lowry isn't like a scoring dog, but he's kind of like their defensive. Like he kind of is the co-captain to Jimmy Butler, and I feel like if you don't have Kyle Lowry, you have no one to shut down. To help guard the perimeter. I honestly don't think so. I think they could take another game, maybe two, but I don't see this without Lowry there. I don't see this going past game 6.
Yeah, I agree. Fourth straight game, sore left hamstring.
And the hamstrings are weird. From what I've read, is a hamstring. If you tweak it, there's nothing but just time. You can't do anything except wait for a hamstring. So
Damn.
it's one of those fuck situations that if you do hurt it, you have to just wait until you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that sucks because, like, yeah, Al Horford, Mark Smart, they're back. They're huge. They're pivotal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this
I think honestly, I think Boston's gonna run away here. I
at
think
this
they're
point,
gonna run away.
I agree. I don't think I have no other reason why not to believe that they're just going to run away with this because, like, I just feel like Jimmy Butler is cool and stuff, but he doesn't have enough help. Like Bam
Yeah.
Adebayo and Tyler Hero are there, but like you need another guy who's been in that situation, and the only other person that on that roster who's been in those situations is Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna. I feel like if Boston can get past Giannis, I feel like Bam Adebayo doesn't. You know, like he'd have to do a. I think he'd have to do a lot. I would anticipate he continues to get locked up the rest of the series. Maybe not every single game, but going up against Time Lord Al Horford and the Celtics defense in general, like Grant Williams. Shout out Grant Williams.
Graham Williams is, if he was a free agent this summer, he would be getting such a fat contract. Like he's the definition of breaking out in the
He
playoffs.
really is.
And he
I
was
hope he can
good
keep it up.
always.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good player.
What were
U
you,
of H.
what were you gonna say? You wish you can keep him?
Um, damn, I don't remember now.
Now, but let's hop over to the Dallas Mavericks series that is going on. You think Luca and the boys have any shot at beating Steph Curry, or no?
Mavs dubs.
Yeah, do you think they can or no?
Can they what?
Beat the Warriors this
Absolutely
in game
not.
2. You
Absolutely
think
not.
it's just going to continue to be a beatdown?
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be a massive beatdown, but I guess Dallas will probably win a game, just because it's hard this week. But yeah, 100%. I would say I just like the Dubs, dude. They're used to this stuff, man. Like they played LeBron James for 4+ seasons. Like they're used to this. They I don't even know how the Mavs have to get pretty much everyone else going. I would say they did miss a ton of open threes,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like they want the ball out of Luca's hands. Or if Luca does have the ball, they're gonna want to force him right. When he gets in the paint, they're gonna all fall down like it's Joel Embiid. Like that game one, we'll see what Jason Kidd can do here. Actually, we'll probably learn a lot more about him here because he's gonna have to make adjustments. But I mean, if he can make the adjustments, maybe I'm wrong. I kind of hope I'm wrong. I would love for a competitive series, but damn, dude, they gave him a beatdown. They gave him a beatdown.
Well, and the only reason I think there was a beatdown was they couldn't make a shot. I think it was, 27 consecutive missed three-pointers at one point?
It was something Harden and Rockets esque.
It was really freaking bad. Yeah, like 20 plus missed. I don't even know if it was three-pointers. I just know it was 20 plus missed shots. Where right there, I remember reading a stat that player made 20 three-pointers. And I thought about that. I think he only made 9 of 20 three-pointers. That's just went from being, from 3 of 20, being only 9 points made. 9 of 20 would have been 18 points. It's just, really, I felt like they only got beat so bad because they were ice cold from the three-point line.
Yeah, I see. Is your audio all right?
Yeah, is yours fine?
No, dude. It's killing the ears. I don't know if it's me or you.
Is it coming from me?
Yeah, but it went away just there.
All right, because on mine it sounds perfect.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, but like 30 seconds ago it was like, oh fuck.
On the YouTube or on here?
On here, but yeah. Like I don't know really what you just said. Other than the end. Other than the end. I heard the end. Yeah.
Let me make sure my audio is good.
But now it's fine. Now it's fine. I
That's
don't notice
odd.
anything. Yeah.
I have no idea. What was I just talking? Oh, the Mavs.
Yeah, the Mavs. Mavs dubs. 27 straight threes.
Yeah. Okay, so they had only made 3 3-pointers in that span, which is 9 points. If they had made 9, that would have been 18. So basically, what I'm saying is if the Mavs can just make their shots, they can actually stay in this game. Again, that's any team. If you make your shots, you can win a game, but that's just basketball.
Yeah, 11 of 48, dude. I mean, that's just miserable. But
if they made 9 more, that's 20 of 48. I know I'm asking for a lot for 9 more.
I don't I understand that, but like, what if you just apply that same criteria to the Warriors? Like, what if they just made 9 more and they shot 29?
I know. It's counterintuitive once you really think about it. But.
I see what you're saying though. Like, I don't think Golden State played this perfect game in game 1. Like, do you know when Klay scored his first point? I think it was second or third.
I think it might have been the second quarter.
Yeah,
but he didn't start cooking until the third.
Yeah, and so I was watching the game, and they were kind of controlling the pace, controlling the game. As Mavs were making nothing, and Klay scored, and it popped up. Klay Thompson's first points of the night. I'm like, oh my god, like it's over. Like he just scored his first points. They're already up. I mean, even just like statistically, they didn't play. Like, I mean, 62.5% from the free throw line, 15 turnovers, 34.5 from downtown. I think they're capable of a lot more. And there's a little cat named Andrew Wiggins, who all-star starter. He's doing a pretty good job.
I know, and he shut down Luka. That's the thing. Luka can't have 7 turnovers or whatever the amount of turnovers. And I don't know if this is going to come down to I don't think they need rebounding. I really think if the Mavs can make their shots, I don't even know. Okay, because I can't give an accurate game plan on how the Mavs should beat the Warriors because this last game isn't indicative of how the Mavericks play. Because if they have a normal shooting night, I feel like this would have been a way closer game.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
we'll see. Game 2's tonight, right?
Game 2, yes, it is tonight at, I believe, 9 o'clock, just because the NBA wants us. 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, probably.
Damn, is that kind of late?
Yeah, I have no idea. The NBA like sucks at scheduling their games. I have always thought, even in the regular season when they have like 8 games starting at 7 o'clock, I'm like,
Mm,
how am I supposed to watch 4 games at 7?
yeah, yeah. It always for creators. That's always it's like a lot right there.
I have like always. I usually like during NBA season, I switch every quarter usually a game.
Oh,
I watch
okay.
a quarter of everything, and then I go back to each game at the fourth. So then literally as one game ends, I turn on the fourth of the next one. The next one. So I literally watch at least the last 5 minutes of each game. It's like sociopathic, and it involves a lot like illegal streaming. But like it doesn't.
I the audio is just whack. I tried to make up what I could. Oh fuck! This stain's pissed me off, so I'm gonna change this really quick. But yeah, it's bad.
What about now? How's it better now?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, I just turned off stereo audio.
Okay.
I don't know if this is making a difference.
I can't even turn that on actually, stereo audio.
You can't?
No, it's I don't know why, but how does it sound? Maybe it's just a me
Oh,
issue?
no. You're right. You're right. It's picking up on the
Okay.
stream. But okay, so because on mine it sounds perfectly fine, but that sound I noticed during the original broadcast we were doing, not the original broadcast, the last broadcast I did, and I noticed that sound, and that's why I turned on stereo. Maybe this will completely get rid of it
Oh.
because
I
it's
actually
only
like at the start of your last episode.
yeah.
Yeah,
Did you notice
I
it?
heard that, yeah. I was
It's
wondering what's going on.
I
Like
don't know why. Yeah, yes. Okay, I don't know why it's been happening, but I originally thought it was. You remember how I told you last night? Oh, turn off the echo
Yeah.
cancellation. I thought it was that, so I put on stereo. Hopefully
Mm,
now that I've just turned off all settings and I've just left it normal, it'll be fine. If not, StreamYard's just telling me go fuck yourself.
yeah, right. Damn. All right.
Yeah. So PJ Tucker has undergone an MRI on his left knee, and they said tomorrow morning he'll be doing this, but it was announced at 6:35 in the morning. So this tomorrow morning could be this morning. It depends on when Chris Haynes tweeted this. I'm also looking at. Okay, this was last night. So this morning, PJ Tucker will be getting an MRI on his knee, and PJ Tucker sustained the injury early in the first quarter and attempted to play through it. With a short turnaround in the series, the matchup problems Boston has presented and absent PJ Tucker would be pretty devastating. But as of right now, it is diagnosed as a left knee contusion. So it means it really means anything. He can come back in a game or two, or it could end up being a lot worse. I don't even think I honestly think Miami's lost this series. Like, I honestly believe the Mavs have a better shot at beating the Warriors than the Heat have beating the Boston Six, which is like asinine either way.
It's a good word right there.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. It's early in the morning too. I only think I said that because I'm reading a Red Bull. I'm not reading, drinking a Red Bull.
Dude, PJ Tucker would be catastrophic for this Miami Heat team. That you just kind of amped me up though because you just gave me a little taste. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but you just gave me a little taste of a little Boston Golden State NBA Finals, which
That's exciting.
now we're talking. So, no PJ would suck. I feel what you're saying, dude. I mean,
I don't know who. I don't know how either. I honestly both teams. This the Heat and the Mavs are showing up on that. I feel they both lost themselves. That one both I feel like they just lost who they thought they were in the playoffs.
I don't know. I just couldn't understand it. I don't.
How do you get blown out so bad? Both teams. I don't know how you miss so many shots if you're the Mavericks. Did nobody like warm up that game?
It really is like Houston. I don't think Miami. That's a good point, dude. I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm looking at this goddamn roster. Like, I'm sorry, Caleb Martin, but if you're playing the playoff game,
He's not bad.
they're probably not in a great ideal spot. It's just like Caleb's cool. I don't. Which brothers? Which Martin's your favorite, Caleb or Cody?
I'd have to say Caleb because Caleb's the one who I've seen more. Like I've seen Cody on the Hornets, but Caleb, I guess, yeah, I'm gonna go with Caleb. If I have to say so, I'm more of a Harrison twin myself. Andrew and Aaron Harrison. I don't know if you remember that.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Nice.
it's not.
Oh, were they Kansas boys?
No, Kentucky. You remember Andrew and Aaron
Kentucky
Harrison?
boys,
They're
yeah.
they're shooting guards, and they're basically what Caleb and Cody Martin became. But everyone thought the Harrison twins were going to be those first, but they both went undrafted.
Brutal.
This is just me being a nerd. This is like straight like 2016 draft or something like that. Speaking of the draft combine's happening in Chicago. My boy's actually in the in O'Hare Airport, and he was like standing around waiting for like his flight, and he said he just looked up and he just saw like a shit ton of NBA like staff and
Oh,
and like and a bunch of college players because the combine is in town. So I don't know if you follow the combine at all, but
No.
okay, I fucking love the combine.
Do you really?
Yes,
Big
I love the
combine
combine.
guy.
Yeah, like last year, Joshua Primo, Bones Highland, Josh Christopher, Quentin Grimes were all guys who built up their success. Now this year, we've already started to have Jalen Wilson surprisingly impressed everybody. He had 18 points in his first game, 13 points in his second game. He got invited from basically there was the booty cheeks, it was called. So there was two combines this week. The first combine they had were for second round picks, guys who might not get drafted or second round picks. If you balled out at this combine, you got invited to the actual combine. Only like 2 or 3 guys get invited, so you have to really ball out. You have to really be like, I'm not a second round pick. Like I should be with the big dogs. Let me go get some reps in with the big dogs at the real combine. Jalen Wilson was one of those guys who got invited to the real combine because he dropped collectively 31 points in 2 games. He had, and they sent him over because even though he's right now not even drafted. But the magic of the water. As for me, I really was a Barry Smith going to one because Barry Smith is the sharpest 2-way, has similar movement shooting as of Michael Porter Jr. and Kevin Durant, and he has the ability to be a good defensive player. And also, I just think Chet Holmgren is too risky. But if you look at just this combine, even though I know you don't follow the combine, a guy like Shadon Sharp, do you follow who Shadon Sharp is?
Yeah.
Do you think Shadon Sharp should be considered in the top 3 with Chet Holmgren, Paulo Banchero, and Jabari Smith?
Wow. No.
Do you think he's that good? I'm up in the air with him.
So, yeah. Basically, I'm a Rocket guy. I make Rocket content, and Shayna Sharp is, in Rocket talk. Basically, so I got to pick your ear on this one because this can kind of start this Shayna Sharp talk. Rocket's Twitter was all over this stupid goddamn hypothetical trade, and it was this. It was pick number 5 if Houston got the 5th pick in the draft. Pick number 5 for Mikal Bridges. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, would you do that? Would you do that?
Mikal Bridges for pick number 5, Mikal Bridges straight up. And that all comes down to, is Houston ready to be in the playoffs? You're trading for Mikal Bridges if you're ready for the playoffs.
Is he leading me to the damn playoffs?
That's what my thought is, that you believe that KPJ and Jalen Green, and I guess at this point you're keeping Christian Wood and Eric Gordon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you're expecting to be able to put Mikal Bridges at small forward, then run Christian Wood either at center or power forward, and then hope or run him at center and then have Jason Tate at power forward, kind of a small lineup. But you're just going to expect that Mikal Bridges is the missing piece to get this team from being the one of the worst records in the NBA to being a regional playoff team. I don't think so. I think the worst thing a team can do is either using a lot of a lot of money to sign free agents or trading picks to. I always call it the quick fix or to jumpstart teams. Think if you're in a rebuild, if you can bring in talent that's already developed, you're gonna be able to skip a step in the rebuild because you were able to facilitate. Oh damn! I just took out my headphones while I was using my hands to talk. But I just think if you're like, if you're a team like you shouldn't trade for Mikal Bridges. Like I think a team when you bring outside talent, you got to be in a position like the Hawks were or how the Spurs are now. How the Spurs are thinking about bringing talent, but they've developed DeJounte Murray. They have Yoka Pertl. Keldon Johnson's going into year 4. These guys are nearing the end of their rookie contract, so they're already developed. Now let's finish the job, I guess you could say.
Yeah, so kind of my philosophy with that trade was, I mean, Mikal Bridges is dope, but he's 25. I don't really want him. And yeah, so it was kind of like to them, it was, it does Shaden Sharp. Can he be better than Mikal Bridges? A lot of people were saying no. Like, Shaden's super interesting to me because, like, I understand LeBron James, T-Mac, AI. I understand a lot of good players didn't go to college and that we don't have college game film on them because they just didn't go to college. But with Shaden, like, I'm not ready to take that risk. Maybe if I'm Detroit, I'm like, damn, that guy's got high upside. Let's make a move for him. I like we'll see videos on Twitter of Shaden at like just working out, and it's like I've seen Ben Simmons make threes like he's Steph Curry in open gym videos, and I got Shaden Sharp. I'm watching him do the slowest maneuvers, and then he'll go into the paint and he'll do a through the legs windmill dunk, and I'm like, well, he's nice, but when are you ever like jogging down into the paint to do a through the leg windmill dunk? Like that'll probably never happen in a game. So I think he's too much of a risk for me. The Paul George comparisons don't make any sense to me, but to each their own. And I hope he does well. I just, as far as like Houston goes, I'm not trying to risk having the season that they just did to draft Shaden Sharp if there's going to be. I'd rather go like even Keegan. I'd rather even draft Keegan.
No, I completely agree. I think it's kind of risky when you do look at Shaden Sharp. I have him currently on my mock draft that I most recently did. I believe he's going to Detroit. Yeah, I have Detroit taking Shaden Sharp because I have Sacramento going Jaden Ivey. And right now, I actually have the Houston Rockets getting Chet Holmgren because, personally, I'm not a fan of Chet Holmgren. I look at a guy who's 195 pounds, soaking wet, at 7'2", narrow shoulders. I don't think he's going to be Kristaps Porzingis. I honestly think he's going to be a better, more mobile, skinnier, defensive version of Andre Barjani. And that's not even me being like rude. I think all he's gonna be is a glorified Andre Barjani mixed with Mike Muscala, and the fact that he's only gonna put on like 20 or 30 pounds of weight. Okay, he's gonna get up to 215, 220. He has narrow shoulders. He has a similar body to me. We're both ectomorphs. I can eat 10,000 calories a day. I'm not gonna probably gain much weight because I physically can't. So, and he has a similar body type, and he's 7'2". So, unless he's going to be eating like Popeye and gaining muscle, I don't think he's going to be able to go up against Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic on a regular basis. So they're going to just have to pop him out at the 3-point line to space the floor. Then on defense, yeah, he'll be able to block the shots occasionally because, Bol was able to block shot. Not Bol Bol, his Bol's father, Montu Bol, because Bol couldn't even get on the court because Bol has a similar problem. They're too goddamn skinny. Like, Bol couldn't go on the floor because they had to play zone defense because he was so. Like, if you're playing zone, if a team has to play zone defense so you can be on the floor, that is terrible. Like, I'm not saying zone defense doesn't work. It's 2022. Zone defense hasn't been played in like 15 years regularly. I also just hate Chet Holmgren as a prospect, but like he could be fantastic. I just think you have Paulo Banchero, Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren. I just think he's overhyped. Look at Poku, look at Bol.
Oh man,
what happened? You can't. There has to be enough, like an equal amount of muscle to the height. You just can't be skin and bones.
What about Evan Mobley?
Evan Mobley's different though. He's got that Kevin Durant skinniness where it's like they're actually jacked, but because they're so lanky, it's just very well spread apart. Like the muscles just all very well spread, so they don't look huge. But like you look at KD's 250 pounds. At first glance, you don't think Kevin Durant's 250 pounds, but then you realize he's 7 foot and his muscles, everything's just spread out very evenly. I think that's how Evan Mobley is.
I see. So you got Chet 3. Who'd you have one, Jabari?
Jabari Smith, because first off, Chet wouldn't go to the Magic because the Magic had Mo Bamba, and I don't think they would want a repeat of a 3-and-D shot blocker who's skinny. I think, and plus we don't really need a center. We have Wendell Carter Jr. Why would we need another center? Jabari Smith, we don't know what's going on with Jonathan Isaac. We have Franz Wagner. Jabari Smith gives us the option of, if Jonathan Isaac's healthy, we have this insanely tall lineup of Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Isaac, Jabari Smith, and Franz Wagner with one of the 4 point guards we have in Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, Cole Anthony, and Jalen Suggs. Or we can get rid of Jonathan Isaac and start Jabari Smith, and then we have the 4 guards and Franz Wagner and Wendell Carter Jr. and Chuma Kiki, and I can go on and on. But
I'm pretty big on Jonathan Isaac.
I'm huge on Jonathan Isaac. It just comes down to he's missed 2 years due to injury, and I think it's now? He just had another surgery for meniscus. Yeah, you didn't know that? He tore
another one?
Yeah, he tore his meniscus while rehabbing.
Oh, no. Jeez, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was he had surgery in April. It's
last month. Damn.
Yeah, either torn meniscus or torn hamstring. It was very low key. They kind of announced it in an interview. I picked it up on the Twitter wire. Basically, they were talking, and he just goes, "Yeah, it's one of those things that you do an X-ray one day, you don't see it. You do an X-ray a month later, and you see it." Supposedly, that's what happened. He was rehabbing. 1 month, everything was fine. Next month, he says, I got a little pain. I think I tweaked it. Tore meniscus. Had to get surgery.
Brutal. Depressing.
And he tore his ACL during the bubble, right?
Was it the ACL? I know
it was the ACL. It was his knee. I know that for a fact during the bubble. I believe because he missed the following season and all of this season. Yeah, he's missed 2 full seasons. So I love Jonathan Isaac. I thought he was going to be a defensive player of the year at one point.
He's got the build. He's got the skills for it.
He's a guy that I would tell the Houston Rockets to trade for. That if the Orlando Magic were to draft Jabari Smith and then tell teams like, hey, we drafted Jabari and we're making Jonathan Isaac available, I would, if I was the Houston Rockets, I'd be like, hey, let's hit up the Magic, see how cheap Jonathan Isaac is.
Yeah.
If they're going to tell me it's going to cost a future first, that's not even yours, like a future first of,
Brooklyn or
whatever. Brooklyn or somewhere, yeah. You can literally just be like, here's a first. You take on Jonathan Isaac. The cap is about to jump because we're about to have the new media deal, so they're expecting the cap space to jump 25 to 50 million next offseason. Jonathan Isaac's making like 17 million. when the cap space jumps 25 to 50 million next year, that 17, 18 million dollars he's making is literally going to be just a drop in the bucket. And if he's healthy, you have yourself, a franchise cornerstone in Jonathan Isaac, who will be the perfect defensive player. Who he's never really been a scorer. You can just tell him, don't worry ever about scoring, just play defense, and you can just, you know, feed off of Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr.
That is a really solid point that he's only in year 2 of his
Extension, I
of
think.
his
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, and it's not a
Totally.
bad deal.
Yeah, I totally forgot he even got extended.
Yeah, because and literally think he got extended a few months before he blew out his knee, and basically the extension kicked in while he's been rehabbing. So he's been getting paid $18 million just to not
Yeah.
play basketball.
Damn, dude, that sucks because he was 12, 7, 2.5, 2.3 blocks, dude.
Yeah, as a small forward,
Oh man, and he was
it,
taking
it,
some threes even.
the 3-point shot was coming around. Yeah, it was all
He's a
coming around.
career 80% free throw shooter. Wow. All right,
I'm
yeah,
telling you.
I'm making a new video right after
Jonathan
this.
Isaac, yeah, I'm telling you, it's like a legit. Yeah, if I was any team with Jabari Smith most likely being the draft pick of the Orlando Magic, teams should be putting phone calls in for Jonathan Isaac. It's honestly so rude that they aren't, and the only reason I think they aren't doing it is maybe they know more about the knee than we know.
Oh,
That's the only thing. Because when you miss 2 years, there's got to be more to the info. Like, think about Kristaps. Why was Kristaps Porzingis traded for a bag of chips named Spencer Dinwiddie? Because the Dallas Mavericks probably knew more about the bone bruise in Kristaps' knee. But then
yeah,
you're like, well, the Wizards played Kristaps Porzingis for the rest of the season. Well, they had to because they had to show Bradley Beal that he had fucking players to play with when he came back.
yeah, yeah.
And I mean, it worked out. Kristaps Porzingis looked like the best version of himself since New York. And damn, I just spend way too much time like watching basketball.
What else is there to do?
There is not much else to do, but hey, let's talk about some guys who stood out in the NBA Combine scrimmage. So a number of players had strong days at the Combine with counting stats, aiding some of those players if you want to look at the stats. Some players actually opted out of playing 5-on-5 at the last minute, creating a lot more minutes to go around. So there's not enough room or time in this show for us to talk about every single player. But I have decided that there will be a few players that I think we should talk about right here. And let's get right into it. I know you don't really cover the draft, do you?
Just mainly Rocket and Pistons talk.
Word. All right. So
Yeah.
I love the draft. I am a draft enthusiast. I think I literally get off on the draft. Okay.
You
If
a
like
draft dork.
yeah, like I'm not like all the way into like Sam Vincini or like Jonathan Giveon or those guys, but I do tend to squabble a lot because I like just knowing I make a lot of content on it every year. I think this is my
Yeah.
4th year doing draft
Oh
content.
wow, jeez. Oh
Yeah,
gee.
I think the last 3 years I've made 100 videos on each draft.
Damn.
So yeah,
Did they do well?
yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, they take a little longer. Like at first, they don't, but then once the draft starts coming around, they start to pop off.
A little marination.
So yeah, it's a little. You sprinkle the seeds and you wait for the grass to grow.
I'm excited then because I got I think round one's gonna be pretty cool. So I'm curious to see
Yeah,
how the
dude.
combine went.
Go honestly, just start looking at mock drafts and make your mock draft, your first mock draft, and just run through it. And most people, you don't
Yeah.
even have to go into detail. Just go into detail about your favorite players, and most people dig it. And you just tell them like, "Let me hear your thoughts on each team." And
Yeah.
most people respond because people just want to see who you think their team will draft.
Yeah.
First guy is, I apologize if I say his name wrong. The man from NC State, Terquavian Smith. Terquavian Smith out of NC State, 6'4", 160 pounds, soaking wet. Literally the same weight as me. Like you're like 3 inches taller than me, but we weigh the same. Now I feel like a fat fuck. But he shot 37% from three this year and a little at 39.8% from the field. And this is a guy who he's became one of the most intriguing prospects through the combine. Plenty of people have been writing up about him because he's showcasing his shot creation and shot making ability. He's a sneaky athlete, and he's in throughout the combine. He's been making really good passing reads, and he wound up shooting 6 of 17 from the field and cooled off with just 5 of his 17 points in the second half. But overall, he was pretty promising and helped validate as a player who could potentially be a late first round caliber. And yes, he's 160 pounds, which means there's a lot of growth, but he's the ability to create his own shot, and he makes threes at a really good clip, and he's only 19 years old. So people are viewing him very much as a project, but a project similar to, you know, I would say in years past, we've seen guys like Eric Bledsoe, DeJounte Murray, who were drafted at the end of the first round, become starting level point guards. And I think that's what they're thinking right here. I don't know if you're a fan of drafting guys who are arguably a little bit more riskier in the sense that they'll take longer to develop, or are you more of a guy who would rather have the guy who's like day one, I know what I'm getting and what we need to fix?
I mean, I guess it depends on the team, but I'd probably steer more towards I like the high upside guys.
Hi, okay, that's a good way to
Yeah.
put it. That's
Yeah.
I gave you a word sandwich and you came back with a concise, brief, high upside guy. Yeah, this guy is a high upside but also high risk. And the idea with Eric Bledsoe, I'm probably butchering his name, but Eric Bledsoe, Smith, from NC State, is that he can one of these two-way point guards across the line. That's first round. Now, next up is Jalen Williams. This man is 6'6", with a 7-foot wingspan coming out of Santa Clara. Okay, and he is actually going to go in the first round. Everybody's talking about him. He's got the length. He can pass, dribble, shoot, and he finished the game with only his second game with 11 points and 4 rebounds. And he's looking like a guy who wouldn't do anything crazy, but at the second level, he's going to be a guy who can be a plus defender and basically a 3-and-D guy. They're just really excited with him because of that 7-foot wingspan. If you're ever a wing and you're 6'5", 6'6", or 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan, and just expect to go in the first round at this point. People love that shit.
He seems super dope. I like I like what he is, just as a potential guy even. And yeah, 40% from downtown.
Yeah. Jalen Williams, he from Santa Clara well because you are 70% to downtown. Make sure on that. Yeah, 40% from downtown. Everyone would argue that he's older because he's played 3 years of college ball. But I think we're getting at a point that we're seeing more and more older guys that if you just fit the NBA profile, you can just make the NBA. Damn, 40%. Also, I think is going to be insane. Jeremy Sohan. Have you seen him? He's
Yeah,
gonna
I made a video on him.
he's flying up the draft boards
Yeah.
because they're calling him the Patrick Williams 2.0.
Oh God.
Yeah,
So,
they think he because I don't know if you remember Patrick Williams before he got drafted. He was supposed to be a borderline lottery pick. He ended up going what, fourth overall, fifth overall,
yeah.
and it was because he has a multifaceted game that they believe he's going to be able to translate perfectly to the NBA. And the only thing he needs is shooting, which he could already do.
There's a lot of Rocket fans who want to trade up and take him.
Jeremy Sohan,
Yeah.
second pick.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think this is a great transition. Rockets fans are hating Alperen Şengün and Usman Garuba. It seems like on my channel, and they keep telling me they need a center. You guys need a center. And I'm like, what happened to Şengün and Garuba? I thought you guys had them. And I've had multiple Rockets fans say that, like, no, we need to draft like a Mark Williams or a Jalen Duren, or that you guys need a legit center. Do you guys like hate Garuba?
I don't know. I don't hate Garuba. I
He
just
didn't
don't.
play.
I just don't know what he does for me. Um, I had high hopes for him because he's coming from overseas and he has Olympic experience and he played in Europe. But I don't. He's nothing. He's a massive project player. He can't shoot. He showed me nothing on offense. He didn't play. Shengun is different, but I would say same thing with him. Like he doesn't really have defense. I mean,
They're
I
legit
want
polar opposites.
I want a I want a big sturdy.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people were saying Mark Williams, that you guys want. Like Mark Williams is somebody that you guys would want, just a big old center. Because I just kept reading that people don't like Shagun because he can't play defense. That they're like he's more of a undersized center in a power forward's body.
Yeah,
And Garuba, yeah, I've heard Garuba just he didn't even play. Like you guys couldn't even play him last year, and he was just
yeah, he
hurt
got
also.
hurt too.
So, and it's weird because they drafted them both, and they're literally polar opposites. Like Garuba coming into the draft was the best defensive big man, and Shagun was the best offensive big man. They're like, you know what? Opposites attract. Let's just fucking put them together.
Yeah, there's still hope with him, but he's gonna have to stay healthy. And
Why don't they just put them both on the floor? Just put Shagun and Garuba on the floor. Just tell one to, when they're on offense, tell them, Garuba, just stand on the sideline and just let Shagun do his thing. And then on defense, you tell Shagun, stand on the sideline, let Garuba do his thing. It's just always 4v5.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I want. It's not something I necessarily am itching to like that we need with that 17th pick, but I would say if Walker's still on the board, I'd love him. Yeah, I've seen some stuff about trading up for Duran. It's not something I think they desperately need to do, but I would take one. I would take one. Although Victor, I'll butcher it, Waninaba, but I forget how you pronounce his last name for next year. Yeah.
The French dude. I know you're talking about the 7'3" guy.
Yeah.
France. Yeah, he's crazy. You know who died down on hype this year? I swear to God, before the NBA season, everybody was like, "This guy is gonna be Nikola Jokic 2.0." Nikola Jovic.
Jovic.
Jovic. I don't even know. I say Jovic because it looks like Jokic, but with a V. So, but it's probably Jovic. But everybody was sucking him off like he's gonna be a lottery pick. I think he only got popular because his name is spelled exactly Nikola Jokic, but with a V, and people were just like hyping him up. But I really felt like he was a guy that everyone was like, he's gonna be insane. Now he's barely projected to go in the first. Like I have him going to San Antonio.
I think that would be really, really cool. I remember when I first saw who he was in like 2K last year, downloading the draft class or something, and I thought it was like sometimes if you're in like 2K, you're 15 to 20. Sometimes they'll just like throw in like a Dwayne Wade Jr. Or they'll like throw in a popular name and Junior.
Yeah.
I literally thought it was just like a Jokic joke.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I didn't think this dude actually existed. I thought it was just a 2K thing, a 2K joke. For a
2K
while.
sucks this year. Do you like 2K this year?
I
think that my NBA sucks.
I only play against my roommate and I kick his ass every freaking time, so I don't have an issue with it. But I bet if I played my career and my team and Parks and franchise, yeah.
That shit, I stopped playing that shit because it got so boring like a few 2Ks ago. But now I only play my NBA, the one where you download the draft class and you try to rebuild the franchises, you know? Like you take over and you just simulate. And that shit
2K.
sucks. Yeah, you know, it's my league, my NBA, whatever.
Yeah, my league, yeah. I love my league.
I love my league, but it sucks now. Because it breaks half the time. Like you'll go into it and then you'll see like the NBA, like one team will sign like 8 centers, and you'll be like, why the fuck did this team just sign 8 centers? You're like, this makes no sense whatsoever.
Maybe this is just me complaining. I want 2K12 back. Okay, 2K11 to 2K13 were the best association modes. Yeah, this is how old. Like they didn't even call it My League. They called that shit
Association.
association
Yeah.
mode. Yeah. I remember
Uh,
playing like as the Dallas Mavericks, like the year they won the championship. Deshaun Stevenson, Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, Brendan Hayward, Dirk Nowitzki. They also had Brian Cardinal. I don't know how I'm remembering this entire roster off
Brian
the top of
Card.
my head. Yeah, JJ Barea, Devin Harris. Yeah,
JJ shut down
Rod,
LeBron.
Rodrigo Babosas.
What?
Yeah, Brazilian guy.
Damn, I
I
don't
don't
even
know
know who
how.
that is.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'm like really remembering this entire roster. Brendan Hayward. There was another center on that roster besides Brendan Hayward. It was Ian Mahimi. I don't
Oh,
know how. And Tyson Chandler. And Tyson Chandler was on
Tyson.
that
Yeah,
team.
that's right. Yeah, that's
There's
right.
Deshaun Stevenson. There was Sean Marion. Sean Marion was backed up by. Oh, Jason Terry was also on that team
Yeah,
with Jason Kidd.
yeah.
I have way too much time on my hand if I'm just sitting here remembering an entire like
It's a good
final scene
squad.
from a lot. Yeah, it was a great squad. I
Yeah, it
love
was a
that
good
squad.
squad. Yeah.
That one it's against the Miami Heat, who was like James Jones, Marius Chalmers, Norris
James
Cole.
Jones is the first name you pull out when talking about that Heat team.
the only
James
re- the only reason I say that is because he's now the general manager of the Phoenix Suns.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Still, though.
Yeah, there's LeBron and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Those guys were a given.
Ray Allen,
You know,
like,
Ray Allen. Well, Ray Allen was the last 2 years. This was the first 2 years.
okay. Oh, so
This
Ray
2000
wasn't. Yeah,
Ray
because
wasn't there.
Ray's
Yeah,
Spur
Ray.
killer. This
Yeah,
is
Spurs killer.
like Mike Miller and
Mike Miller. I forgot. Yeah, I completely forgot about White Boy Miller. They,
Brian Anderson. Remember him? Or Chris
yeah,
Anderson. Chris Anderson.
Chris Anderson, Birdman,
Birdman. Yeah,
Birdman.
Birdman.
Yeah, that's the one where they got. He came out of nowhere. Like I didn't know who the fuck Birdman was. My girlfriend's actually met Birdman at the
Whoa.
opening. Yeah, 'cause she's from Colorado and she went to like a Denny's or an IHOP that opened up when she was like 8.
Yeah.
And she sent me, it's a picture of her mom and her brothers and her, and they're all with Birdman. And she's like 8 years old. They're like, and like Birdman's just like tattooed to the neck.
Yeah.
And they're just like, it's like the funniest picture ever. I'm like, he just looks so like dangerous, and you guys look so docile and like harmless. And he just looks like he's like one angry tantrum away from just destroying everything in that IHOP.
Yeah, he's a menace.
Yeah, I mean, he got catfished.
Like Manti Te'o? Do you know Manti Te'o?
Yes, worse. Search up right now, Chris Andrews. Okay, I got it.
Dude,
What?
That's
You didn't
crazy.
like? I'm talking. He sent dick pics and shit.
Oh
and,
no.
yes, dude. Yes. Wait. First off, this is all allegedly. Chris Anderson, if you're watching this, which I doubt you are, I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get sued. So this is all alleged. I bet you're a great guy. We all make mistakes, but here we go. All right. Okay. It's right here. So on May 10th, 2012, a Denver NBC affiliate KUSA reported that Anderson's home was the target of an investigation of a suspected internet criminal case by Douglas County Sheriff's Office Internet Against Children Unit. Anderson was not charged with any crimes, but in 2013 it was revealed that Anderson, along with internet model Paris Dunn, were victims of an elaborate catfishing hoax orchestrated by a Canadian woman, Shelley Chartier, in Easterville, Manitoba. And the story was covered by ABC's 2020 and Catfish the Show. So basically, what she did was when Chartier, who was 27 at the time in 2012, started direct messaging Paris Dunn, 17, an aspiring actress who commented on a public status post by NBA player Chris Anderson, 33, leaving her cell phone number. Seeing this, Chartier messaged Dunn acting as the NBA player and started engaged in an online relationship. Chartier proceeded to set up a fake social media account for Anderson and Dunn, as well as reaching out to the real Chris Anderson acting as Dunn. So this Tom Taylor, another fake account, a fictional friend of Anderson's, was used to facilitate a meeting between the real Anderson and Dunn in Denver across state lines from Dunn enacting U.S. federal consent laws. It is unclear if Chartier is behind this account, as she states she is not multiple times. During the in-person meeting, the 33-year-old NBA player engaged in sexual contact with the 17-year-old, and the online relationship continued after the meeting but fizzled out. Subsequently, Dunn continued to message the Anderson account, and Chartier claims that in an attempt to stop the annoyance, the Tom Taylor account was utilized in a blackmail scheme that threatened to release the explicit images Dunn sent, at which point the police were involved. Chartier disclosed in the episode of Catfish, based around the case, that the Tom Taylor profile was never her and the creation of another participant who the police were aware of. And the new photographs of the teenager were considered child pornography, necessitating an investigation of Anderson. Anderson engaged in an online in-person relationship with the 17-year-old. She'd given the impression that she was a legal adult, although the relationship was initiated by a profile created by Chartier, who was a 27-year-old woman living in Manitoba, acting as Paris Dunn. So when he met as a 33-year-old adult and had a sexual encounter with a minor who had lied about her age, and the incident Paris Dunn labels as just only a kiss, which, probably not. And Paris Dunn actually continued to be sympathetic to the adult man, and Anderson was not charged with any crimes. And Chartier was actually arrested in 2013, and she pled guilty to impersonation, extortion, and making threats, stating that she was pregnant and told if she pled guilty, she would get house arrest. And this is considered like the biggest catfish case ever solved. Like, yeah, you've never heard of
Ever
this?
solved? They've never solved a better catfish case than that.
Yeah, because she literally took a girl's number online, acted like as a girl, then she acted as an NBA player contacting the girl. Then she contacted the NBA player acting as the girl, took the nude photos she got from the girl, sent it. So she middleman 2 relationships and then made them meet somehow. And they were, how did they not figure it out when they first met? Did someone did nothing slip? Did nothing slip?
Yeah.
Did no one go or do you think Chris Andrews just came there and got his dick sucked and left?
It might be that. It might be the latter. It's just so. I don't understand. There's so many. First off, why is someone putting their phone number on an Instagram comment or whatever?
This is 2011. This is different.
I know, but it's still I was on Instagram when it first came. It's interesting, but I see what you're saying. Actually, that was over a decade ago. Times were pretty different. Number 2, what does Cartier have to gain? What did she gain from any of that?
Buddy. Here we go. I'm about to share the screen.
It's not like she's a genius, but this is just kind of that's kind of how girls are. I feel like that's so elaborate, FBI shit. You don't want to give her props, but it's damn.
All right, you ready? Shelley Cartier. She's from Easter. You ready to see what she looks like?
Yeah, I see. She's a self-proclaimed hermit for years.
She's a self-proclaimed hermit? Oh my god, I didn't even see that. Yeah. All right, this is about to be a whole clip when I edit this. Okay, yeah, this picture's doing her justice right here. Yeah, this is what.
Oh. She looks like a demon.
Dude, she's not cute. Also, these lip piercings went out of style 15 years ago. If I had.
I forgot those were a thing. Oh my god.
So yeah, she was just this girl Paris from Catfish is now dating a 76-year-old. What?
The Paris Dunn?
Yeah. Paris Dunn hasn't let her catfish. She's dating Don McLee. Wait. Is she a babe? Also, we have okay, so let's see. She has 500,000 followers on Instagram, so she's doing something right.
Yeah.
Oh, she could get it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hubba.
Oh my god.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, Chris Anderson was doing it right. Chris Anderson, Birdman had it right.
Well, you got to think, like, I mean,
Is this her man's? No. We're done with that. We're done with that. I mean, so that was today's episode.
today, or the biggest catfish mystery solved of all time. It's Paris Dawn and Chris Anderson.
Yeah. I was
Interesting.
about to be clipped. I'm about to clip this.
From the self-proclaimed hermit.
Self-proclaimed hermit. Who?
Yeah, I never. The only celebrity I had ever heard about getting catfished was Manti Te'o.
What was his even? That he, like, wasn't it people were, like, because at first people felt bad for him, but then when people really found out, they were like, you're an idiot, right? Isn't that what happened? Like, when they truly found out?
It's something bad too. It's like, it might have even been like a dude doing it, but I don't think they ever like met. Something like that. Like they dated for like 2 years I think there was a death involved.
She killed herself, or like not she killed herself, she died of cancer, and then didn't he like play a game in her memory?
Something like that. It's something weird as well. Like it's like, how are you this stupid, bro? Like,
I watched the video. They were like, Manti Te'o sucked because he was just fucked in the head by the catfish. They're like, he never recovered.
Like I don't get that.
I wouldn't have recovered. If I was catfished in front of like millions of people, like at least Chris Dunn still got pooned. Like Chris Dunn here, like did he get catfished? Yeah, but he still probably got head. And like,
damn. I mean, so I'm a Notre Dame fan, and when I was a kid, I used to watch college football. And Manti was, he almost won a Heisman, and I just pulled up his stats, and it's just kind of such a sad career because it's like he just didn't really he couldn't really stay healthy. Like it just kind of sucks. Like he was so good, and I think he's out of the league now.
He probably was missing that girl. He probably was just hoping she'd call him one day, looking in the stands.
Gap he can never fill.
Yeah, literally. I mean, maybe he should have just kept talking to her. Whoever it really was.
Yeah, right. I know it's weird, but
it was working. It was working for him.
Like you're kind of dope.
Yeah.
Kind of like in love with you.
Yeah. That would be like the movie. Have you seen the movie Her with Tom Hanks? Or I don't even know who it is.
I haven't. With the guy with the mustache.
Yes, and he falls in love with the computer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, he falls in love with an AI. The movie. Yeah, I gotta read you this. Oh my god, he falls in. It's called Her movie.
I've always wanted to see that. I actually saw that on. It was like pulled up in my. You should watch.
It's Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix plays the guy. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Her with Joaquin. That's Joaquin Phoenix. You're right.
Yeah, and Scarlett Johansson is the voice of the artificial intelligence. So he falls in love. Chris Pratt's in this movie too. I forgot. And Bill Hader. Usually, great movie. And Olivia Wilde. Yeah, great movie.
I didn't know. I never knew that was him because I've only seen the Joker with him in it once, and I didn't think much of it. Like you can't see his face, right? So
it's okay. I think the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix is overrated.
Oh,
it's good. It's good. You liked it, or you think?
No, it's way over. I can't remember like actually anything of it.
Yeah, I only remember the scene when they're in that like studio when he goes crazy when everyone's laughing at him.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I thought it was overrated. Like the new Batman, I couldn't finish the new Batman. Like I like Batman. I thought the whole voice narrating thing where he's like, I'm the villain the city deserves. Oh no, I'm the hero the city needs.
Are you talking about the new Joker?
No, the new Batman with Robert Pattinson when he's just fucking riding around.
Oh, you don't like Robert Pattinson?
He just kept going. He just kept going. Sometimes I get tired.
He does.
I know. But he had like I watched the first hour. Half the time he's riding a bike, going, "There's crime in the city. There's crime everywhere. And he's just talking like in the show. I'm like, I already know Batman's origin story. Just like, let's get right into the crime. And I also hated how his hat looked. His hat was like, his head ended up like this. He had like this little like weird head where it was like way too round. Also, I saw this Joe Rogan bit where they were just like, how stupid is Batman's mask? You're just gonna leave the most vulnerable part of your face exposed. Like, have you heard of a glass chin? Oh, let me just also uncover my nose. Just like, let me leave the bridge of my nose open at this point. Because like all Batman, like literally, if you're fighting in the dark, you can just see the white chin. Go for the chin. Aim for the chin.
It's fair. It's fair.
Might as well.
I don't even like Batman, and I like this one.
It was 3 hours and a half. 3 hours and a half. Okay.
Yeah,
like,
I got my big popcorn.
Are you went in theaters and saw it?
Coke. Oh yeah, what? I'm not watching that at home. It's Batman.
Okay. I personally, I went to see the new James Bond in theater. I went to see the new Nicolas Cage movie in theaters. I went to see The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
My buddy's a big Nicolas Cage fan. I'm not.
I love Nick Cage. Yeah, you either love Nick Cage or you fucking hate him.
I don't hate him, but I just think he's like kind of.
He's a lot. Some people think he's a lot. I understand that. I also went to see the Kurt Warner movie, American Under.
The football quarterback?
Yeah,
he's a Kurt Warner movie.
I went to see it in December. I have the tickets. I saved them.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's called American Underdog. It's on Amazon now. It's about how Kurt Warner went from being an arena football quarterback to winning MVP in his first season and being a Super Bowl winning quarterback in his first season in the NFL.
He won MVP in his rookie year?
Well, not technically.
First year playing?
Well, so he went to Northern Iowa. He went to Green and then got signed to Green Bay, got cut the second day of training camp. So he signs and stays, I think, 6 years playing in a barn in arena football for the Iowa Barnstormers. And then he gets a deal for the Rams. And while on the Rams, first game of preseason, first play, the starting quarterback, Trent Green, tears his ACL. So technically, he is a rookie, but he's actually in his second NFL season because his first season he spent part of it on training camp with the Packers, and then he was 6 years removed from his last NFL appearance. So at 28, he's a 28-year-old rookie. He's the guy who leads the greatest show on turf, wins an MVP, and then goes and wins a Super Bowl same year. And the year before he was stocking shelves at Hy-Vee.
That's crazy.
He's a stock boy. Yeah, you should watch the movie. It's great. And also, like, he meets his wife, and his wife has 2 kids. Like, I was about to say the R word, and not supposed to say that. He's mentally challenged, and
so he's I don't know if this is the proper slang, but isn't he like cuckold? Isn't he doesn't that make him a?
No, cuckold would mean he's watching his wife getting fucked, but he's raising. Yeah, cuckold is somebody who watches their wife or is aware that their wife is being fucked by another man and they get off at that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So not that. But...
Yeah. Cuckold is the guy that like if a wife is cheating on with a stranger, their husband's in the corner of the room going like, yes.
Oh.
Yes. Or he's sitting in the other room, fully aware, or she's sending
loving it.
Yeah, basically, cuckold is someone who's aware that their wife is getting fucked, either that they're in the same room or they're just aware and they get off at the fact that their wife is getting fucked by another man. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know how. If like I just feel like, well, this is a great reason to have a divorce now.
Yeah, I don't. It's just weird.
Yeah. All right, bud. That's today's episode. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
A
little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. I'll be clipping this up. Definitely will be clipping the Chris Anderson story. I feel like that's the type of clip to get a bunch of views for unexpected reasons. Like everyone's going to be clicking here thinking it's like an actual serious channel about like basketball, and then they're just going to get bombarded by a story of how Chris Anderson got head from like the hottest 17-year-old.
That is actually money, dude.
She's a babe. She's a
Yeah,
babe.
she
Like
is.
if I was him, I would stay in close contact to
Yeah.
this day.
I mean,
He's
people
probably
are gonna
married.
be googling Chris Anderson catfish. Like we could throw it in a short or something like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut this down to a short. That's gonna be a video that's get clicked on.
Yeah.
I gotta take a shit. Speaking of something,
Alright.
I gotta say goodbye to the Cosbys. So take care, bud.